You are listening to the Satin Lounge with Kia René. It's an exciting night here. We are back with author of Diamonds to Dust, The Life and Death of Jayne Mansfield. Frank Ferruccio, welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. We've been talking all night about what this fascinating life of this legendary actress. Frank is also has a treat for us, the soundtrack of this beautiful film that he has created as an adaptation of the book, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And one of your favorites is she the music composer of the entire soundtrack?
Yes, she is.
Well, who's helping you out?
It's Jeryl Orsino.
Gerald, Indie.
JerylMusic.com.
Oh, wow. We know her well. Jeryl Orsino. She'll be working closely with Frank on the soundtrack of this beautiful film. So, obviously, you couldn't tell it all, so you're putting it in a film? Or what was your motivation?
You know, there hadn't been a film done on Jayne except for the one that was done. It was a TV movie in 1980 with Lonnie Anderson and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
It was his first movie. Mm-hmm. And it was really, poorly based on fact.
Okay.
And it really only dealt with the rise of her stardom, not like the turbulent and the years up to her death. Mm-hmm. So I really kind of wanted to make a movie that picked up where the other one left off, or what it left out.
Right.
Because it's an independent film, I don't have to worry about, the censorship.
Right.
So I really wanted to. Jayne had a really juicy life.
Well, what are some of the highlights that you're going to share with us?
Oh, my God. There's so many. I mean, she was, a Playboy playmate, which is incredible because she was a mother of 5, and she was, Pamela Anderson of the time, and she was the first American actress to appear nude in a major U.S. film. She was stranded in the Caribbean with her husband, Mickey Hargitay.
Oh, you're going to show that, great.
She was presumed dead. Her son, Zoltan Hargitay, was mauled by a lion and almost died. He was in a coma.
Are you going to be biased, or are you going to just tell the facts? There were some raw things about her that not everyone loved. Is that right?
Very much so. I am pretty raw in the screenplay. I'm friends with her family, which of course makes it difficult.
How did that happen? How did you end up being embraced by the Mansfield family?
It's through the former fan club president from the 1980s, Sabin Gray. He really is the source of all information on Jayne Mansfield, and he actually basically taught me and brought me under his wing and introduced me to. He brought me to Mariska's house when she still lived with her father and stepmother. So I actually met Jayne Mansfield's 3 children and her ex-husband, all at the same time when I was 16.
Wow.
Mariska and I hit it off immediately. And, Mariska was in the car with her mother when her mother was killed.
Yeah.
She was in the back seat asleep with her 2 brothers. And if they hadn't been asleep on the back seat, they probably would have been killed as well.
Right.
But, she was only 3, so she didn't remember any of the accident.
Right.
But unfortunately, with that, she didn't have too many memories of her mother.
Do you consider your work as a way to preserve Jayne's memory for the children?
Well, yeah. The main reason for doing this is really for the public. I really don't want Jayne to be forgotten. She's been dead longer than she lived. She's been dead 47 years. She lived 34 years. She was an incredible woman, and she seems to always slip through the cracks of when it comes to sex symbols and incredible actresses and women of the 50s and 60s. She's, she always came close but would miss the list, or by a lot of critics wouldn't make the list because they considered her a joke. And, I want to firmly plant her, in the public eye for eternity.
Wow. Well, you're a huge collector of her artifacts, of Jayne's artifacts. And are we going to see anything original in the film?
Yes, there's plenty. I'm using 34 of her actual outfits,
Wow.
her actual personal outfits, a couple screen-used outfits,
Wow.
shoes, boots that belong to her, jewelry, wigs, her red leather desk that Mickey Hargitay built for her big mansion that's now torn down, the Pink Palace. I'm actually talking right now on her telephone.
Wow.
I'm talking on her pink 1960s,
Wow.
rotary telephone that used to be
Wow. Hello, Jayne.
in her house, yes.
Wow.
So she actually talked on this phone. And we used it in the movie. We used everything in the movie. I actually had tracked down the owners of her 1959 Cadillac Eldorado convertible, and they were kind enough to actually bring it here for me to use it in the film.
Wow.
So there's a lot of Jayne in this movie.
Right, and there obviously is a lot of people who love and remember her to have donated some of these things and items to help preserve